All men have an instinctual desire to go on a journey. These days, men are being fulfilled by cheap dopamine, satisfied with living through another man's experience. If we look at any of the great individuals in history, they're not remembered because of the comfortable lives that they lived. They are remembered because of the arduous, difficult journeys that they took. I went to India when I was 18 without credit cards, without a smartphone. Comfort is what prevents you from growing. I didn't stay at high-end resorts or luxury hotels. I actually stayed at temples, train stations, and even the woods. I'm not saying renounce all luxuries, renounce all the pleasures and comforts of life, but I'm saying at a certain point in your life, at a certain stage in your life, you're gonna have to go through some difficult things. To achieve any great result in life, you're gonna have to take some risks. Humans are curious by nature. There's something inside of us that wants to know the unknown. There's a voice inside every man that's telling him to take a journey. Why are men fascinated by impossible journeys? When I was 18, I left home. I didn't go to a popular destination or a tourist site. I went to India, a place that most people probably wouldn't have gone to, especially at that time. So when I went to India, I didn't stay at high-end resorts or luxury hotels. I actually stayed at temples, train stations, and even the woods. I was trying to meet people. I started learning the local languages, and I was looking for knowledge, something outside of my comfort zone, something outside of what I took to be ordinary. So I went to India when I was 18 without credit cards, without a smartphone or any of these conveniences that we have today. I went in search of knowledge. I went to places that most people probably wouldn't go to. I didn't just go to the Taj Mahal or tourist destinations. I went to off the beaten path sites. I talked to so-called holy men, talked to people who are searching for truth, people who claim to have wisdom, claim to have knowledge, and I went outside of my comfort zone. These days, a lot of men are too afraid to go outside of their comfort zone. The point is to learn now, to experience as much as we can experience right now while we have the opportunity, while you're young, while you're strong. The older you become, the more unlikely you are to take such a difficult journey. While you still have your strength, while you still have energy, you should take these journeys. You should take these trips to places that are difficult. Often when we talk about travel, we think about vacation. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about arduous journeys, difficult journeys to places that will challenge you, places that will push you to new limits, places that will make you question who you are, question your values, question your identity, and begin to dig into the deeper aspects of yourself. Comfort's something we all desire and we all appreciate it when we have it. The thing about comfort, and this is the paradox, is that it keeps you trapped within a certain state. It keeps you at a certain level. Comfort is what prevents you from growing. I'm not saying that comfort's a bad thing. What I am saying is that to develop, to grow, to become a better version of yourself, you're gonna have to put yourself through some uncomfortable situations. Whether that means a long plane ride, whether that means a long train ride, whether that means living in conditions that aren't the most suitable for your lifestyle. There will be time for luxury living. I'm not saying renounce all luxuries, renounce all the pleasures and comforts of life, but I'm saying at a certain point in your life, at a certain stage in your life, you're gonna have to go through some difficult things. If we just take the example, the analogy of fitness, it's when you're uncomfortable, it's when you're breaking down the muscles, it's when you're challenging yourself that you grow. If you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to develop a physique, it's through certain restrictions that you impose upon yourself that allow you to grow. If we look at any of the great individuals in history, they're not remembered because of the comfortable lives that they lived. They are remembered because of the arduous, difficult journeys that they took. If you look at the story of Odysseus from the Odyssey, we remember him because of the hardships that he went through. When you think about the great individuals of history, we remember them because of the hardships that they went through, not for the comfortable lives that they lived. To create social change, to transform themselves, to transform others, to deliver their message to society, they had to go through hard times. So men aren't made in comfort, they're made in difficult times. So why do all men feel the need for a journey? There's something deep inside of us, in all men, that screams at us to leave comfort, abandon our home, abandon our comfort, and go on a journey. All men have an instinctual desire to go on a journey. From prehistory to early history, if you look at our ancestors, they all took a journey. They were not sedentary beings. They were not sedentary creatures. They were nomads, travelers, and they wandered far and wide across the earth in search of food, in search of shelter, in search of new opportunities. Humans are curious by nature. There's something inside of us that wants to know the unknown. There's something inside of us that wants to know more than our normal life. There's something inside of us that wants to go beyond itself. There's some deep desire inside all men that wants a journey, that wants a quest, wants a mission, something that challenges us to become greater. These days, a lot of men are living through social media, living through the stories and experiences of others, but there's something deep inside of us that wants us to see with our own eyes, to experience these things with our own selves, our own faculties. We want to be present in new situations, new environments. Modern man has traded adventure and journey for cheap dopamine and comfort. These days, men are being fulfilled by cheap dopamine. They're caught in a cycle where they get quick hits of dopamine, and it doesn't replace the desire for journey, but it slowly numbs them. It slowly keeps them content and occupied. But that desire for a journey will never go away. It will always come back. Deep down inside every man, there's a voice that says, journey, go beyond, go outside of your limits, go to new countries, go to new lands, meet new people, get new experiences. There's a voice inside every man that's telling him to take a journey. In modern times, men have become satisfied with living through another man's experience, whether it's watching sports, watching other men achieve glory, whether it's corn, watching other men fulfill their desires, whether it's cinema, video games, living another character, watching another hero. But something deep down inside of you wants to become the hero of your own story. You want to be the main character. You want to be the hero. You want to be the man who's fulfilling his desires and achieving his mission. Look, men avoid a journey not because they don't want to take a journey. All of us know that a journey is difficult. A quest is difficult. It requires that we put ourselves in risk, in dangerous situations. Nietzsche said, live dangerously, and a lot of men are not following this imperative today. Men avoid a journey because it's difficult. It's not easy to take a journey. It's going to require that you potentially risk your job security. Maybe you have a comfortable relationship with a woman and you might have to risk that relationship. You might have to risk your job. You might have to risk your income. Taking a journey is not a weekend vacation, a weekend stay at the resort. Taking a journey is something that challenges you to rebuild your whole understanding of yourself and change your way of living, change up your habits, your lifestyle, and all of the ways that you used to live your life. So all of the things that have been keeping you satisfied and content, the junk food, the cheap dopamine, the stuff you've been watching on your computer or your phone, the doom scrolling, you have to give all that up. Take risks that have reward. To achieve any great result in life, you're gonna have to take some risks. Whether those are financial risks, whether those are physical risks, you're gonna have to take some risks to achieve greatness. If you've watched this video to this point, you definitely have a voice within inside of you telling you to achieve greatness. Now, how you're going to achieve greatness, how you're going to go from your current state, from where you are right now, to a greater version of yourself is going to require some type of journey, some type of quest to go from point A to point B. Often that involves a physical journey, moving to another country, traveling to new lands, but it also involves an intellectual journey, an expansion of the mind, an expansion of your consciousness. It's going to involve taking risks, sacrificing comfort, being willing to learn from others, people who have gone on the path that you desire to go on, seeking guidance, letting down your ego, being humble, and learning from people who may know more than you or who may be further along the path than you are at the moment. For you to achieve your greatness, whatever that may be, each of us has our own unique greatness, but for you to become the best version of yourself, you're gonna have to take some risks, and often it's gonna involve a long journey.